Hello girls, I hope you enjoyed the Zoom yesterday. So we're on 4B, equivalent fractions and simplified fractions, and so these are just really vocabulary words. So let's just talk for a minute about them. So equivalent fractions are fractions that make the same mark on the number line. So in other words, 1/2 and 2/4 are equivalent because they both live on the same spot. Or I can think of it as though when I simplify this one, I get down to that one. If you look down here just for a second in this fraction kind of nest bar thing I have down here, I think I've got it all on there now. And I look at these and I can say, well, let's see, what might be an equivalent fraction to 1/5 that I can see? So if I had a ruler, which I don't have one up here with me now, but if I had a ruler and I went to 1/5 and I marked it off, I can see that the only thing that it lines up with exactly is 2/10. Okay? So this fraction bar can kind of help you get the idea that 3/3 is a whole, and that 3/6 is the same as 2/4 is the same as 1/2. Is the same as 5/10, is the same as 6/12, because they all are the same size. So this thing can be helpful to you, but also some of you are probably really good already at doing your reducing of fractions. All right, equivalent fractions are produced by multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the same number. This number can be any whole number greater than 1. Equivalent fractions can also be produced. Should I talk about that? Hang on a second. Let's just do that. Let's do this, a little example of this one right here. Okay, I might do it right up here. And I can say equivalent fractions are produced by multiplying. So let's see, what if I had 1/8 and it said, I want to produce an equivalent fraction. So I'm going to multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number. Let's just pick 3. So I'm going to say it's equivalent. I can put an equals bar. 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 times 8 is 24. So 3/24 is the same as 1/8. They're equivalent. This number can be any whole number greater than 1. I picked 3 in that case. Okay. Equivalent fractions can also be produced by dividing the numerator and denominator by the same number. So if I have 6/8 and I divide each number by 2, I get 3/4. So these are equivalent fractions. Okay, to simplify fractions involves writing a fraction in its simplest form or easiest form or most convenient form. And to do this, the numerator and denominator must be divided by their highest common factor. Well, that's really complicated. It's what I just did there. It is a mathematical convention to write all answers involving fractions in simplest form. So you won't always be asked. You'll just have to do it. Okay, let's do a couple examples. Here we go. It says, write 3 equivalent fractions for 2/5. Well, I could use this fraction bar thing if I wanted to. And I could go to 2/5. And I can say, do I see anything up here that's the same as 2/5? And I can see right here that 4/10 is good. Okay? So it looks like I got, if I multiply the top and the bottom by 2, I get 4 on 10. What if I use this and I multiply the top and the bottom by 3? Then I get 6/15. I could keep going forever. What if I multiply the top and the bottom by 10? Then I get 20/50. I can pick any whole number I want to multiply the top and the bottom by. You can be really silly and, multiply by 18 on the top and the bottom if you wanted. Okay, so anything you want to pick. I just wanted 3 equivalent fractions. This one says write in simplest form. And remember, simplest form means that I divide until I can't divide any longer. So I look at this one and I go, well, it looks like I can put 2 into both of these because they're both even numbers. So I get 8/15. Now, can I put anything else in? I need to think about my prime numbers. This number is 3 times 5, and this number is 2 times 2 times 2. So there's no other factor that they have in common, so I'm finished. Sometimes these are a bit tricky. Might start something like 24/36. And I say, okay, I can put 2 into both of them. I can see that. And so that's 12/18. But it's not simplest yet because I can still put in again. So maybe I say, okay, well, I can look at that and I can see I can put 2 in. And I get 6 over 9. I say, is that simplest yet? Still not simplest. I can put 3 in. So that's 2 over 3. Somebody might have seen from the very beginning that 12 goes into both of these, and they might have gotten to 2 on 3 straight away. But sometimes you don't think like that. All right. Section 4B has these questions. 16 is an extension. I want you to read the directions carefully and do these in your book really neatly. Thanks, girls. Bye-bye.